I got this in the mail yesterday, Archie Christmas Spectacular #1, and I'm recording this on November 27th, 2024. And this actually doesn't come out until December 4th, 2024. So I got it a week early. I've mentioned before in my other videos that I have a subscription to the Classic Archie Mega Sub. And actually, right now, if you go to that archiecomics.com, and you go to shop, the shop tab, and then to subscriptions, you can get a subscription yourself to Classic Archie Mega Sub. It's 6 issues, and right now they have a sale on it for $9.99. Fortunately, I recently renewed and I paid $11.99. But even so, it's even at $11.99, it's a great bargain because these issues are $3.99 each. And with the Classic Archie Mega Sub, you get the next 6 issues of whatever of one shots that they release in the Classic Archie style, not the modern, more realistic looking Archie ones, but the ones that are done in the classic style. And usually these are all reprints except for the first story. And usually in my videos, I'll show the first like 3 pages of the new story, but then I leave the last 2 pages not seen, so not to spoil the whole thing. But I will show the inside of the rest of the comic. Now, one thing that was interesting to me here was that you had the opening story has Amber Nightstone, I think her name is, which was part of the previous 3 one-shots, which you can find on my YouTube channel. These are all my subscription copies. So earlier, around Halloween time, you had the Sabrina the Teenage Witch Annual Spectacular #1, and it had the first part of this Mother Striga storyline with Amber Nightstone, which was followed by Archie Halloween Spectacular #1, which had part 2 of the story. And again, these are just like 5-page. The new stuff is only 5 pages long. And then part 3, the final part, was in the Josie and the Pussycats Annual Spectacular #1, which came out last month, I think. You can find reviews of all 3 of these on my YouTube channel, as well as many other Archie comics. So I figured that was done, and we weren't going to see any more. Well, in a way it is done, but this new story is sort of a epilogue, I guess, to the previous 3 5-page stories. So this is another new 5-page story. As far as I know, it's new, because they don't say on here, unfortunately, like where all this stuff originally appeared from. It does kind of like these big panels kind of resemble how things look in the digest. So it's possible this is reprinted from a digest thing, but I don't think so. Like I said, I'm only going to show the first 3 pages of this one, though, just in case it is brand new. But anyways, I think there's an editorial page at the back, and it might give more info about this. But it's basically like a Christmas themed thing where Amber Nightstone wants to give Sabrina a Christmas gift because even though they're enemies, she feels like a sense of one-upmanship that Sabrina gave her something. Now she has to get her back by giving her something. There's Mother Striga. It's part of that. Like I said, that storyline that we saw. Anyways, we're going to skip the next 2 pages. We're going to go to the next story. And this is a nicely drawn story by Rex Lindsay, who used to do the Jughead comic book 20 years ago, or more. And this is actually reprinted from a Archie Digest that came out last year. I forget what issue it is. It's like Archie Jumbo Comics Digest number 345 or something like that. So if you go if you just Google Christmas is Canceled Big Ethel, there's actually I'll probably put a link to the story on in the description below. There's a Comics Beat article that talks about this, because when I searched for this on the Grand Comics database, the issue that this one was in originally, when it was a new story in the digest, wasn't indexed. So like I said, this came out last year, 2023. Written by the guy who does the bite-sized Archie webcomic, incidentally, featuring this new character, Scam Likely, who appears in those bite-sized little strips. And then you have a Jaguar strip, Reindeer of Terror, which has both the original Jaguar and the new Jaguar. New being like she's, debuted like in 2012 or something. Although they haven't really done that much with her. So she still seems like a new character. I don't know where this story first appeared, but it was most likely one of the digests. So you get a superhero story in here, which is kind of nice that you have a few superhero stories in here. And so you have Betty and Veronica turning into the, super teen and power teen. And there was this one little bit I didn't understand the joke of. Maybe someone can explain it to me. When the Jaguar is reciting all the name of Santa's reindeer, she says Olive, includes someone called Olive. She says, wait, Olive? Yeah, the other reindeer. So I don't know who the other reindeer is. Like, I didn't get that joke. So anyways, it's a very simple story. All the stories in here are like 5 pages long, and they're very simple. Now this one is another quote-unquote news story. It first appeared in the digest last year in a Betty and Veronica digest, Christmas-themed digest. I forget what issue, but this one I think is indexed on the Grand Comics database. Written by Tom DeFalco and drawn by Stephen Butler. There's the credits down there. Now in this issue, Pow-Girl, who is a character who first debuted in the Mighty Comics line back in the 1960s. I think only in like one story. She gets a sort of makeover because instead of wearing this costume, she at the end gets a new costume. She's wanting to join the Mighty Crusaders. So here's her new costume, and so Betty and Veronica had helped, make her look nice for her meeting with them. And so it's the end for now. So presumably Pow-Girl will join the Mighty Crusaders. It looks like Pureheart is a member of the Archie is a member of the Crusaders as well. Anyways, then you have a Shield story. This is the final story in the issue. And this one is loaded with little Easter eggs. Because it was like there's this museum that is dedicated to the Archie characters, the heroes, and so forth. So you have all these little in fact, there's so many things in here that I didn't even recognize. I mean, it looks like Wilbur there. There's a little Jinx. But you could go through here. There's Super Duck. And, that I think that's Katie Keene right there in the blue dress. And Little Jinx again, Fly Girl. The fox is there in the corner up there. So you have so many of these little characters that have appeared in Archie comics, but through the decades. So you see a whole bunch of them here. Anyways, so it's a fun little story that doesn't make too much sense. I mean, it's like, again, it's very slight. But it's fun. That's it. And at the end here, there's a editorial page, and so I think that first story is the news story. What they say in here. Well, there's like a pencil artwork from the comic, and then a rough cover sketch, and that's it. And then there's one of those bite-sized things that's appeared in other issues. Then here's an ad for the facsimile editions. I do have this already. This actually came out today, but I got it last week because, again, it was part of my subscription. So I do recommend it. You do get the facsimiles as part of the Archie Classic Mega sub. And there's the back cover. So that's it. I mean, it's $3.99 for a sort of slight entertainment. But like I said, if you do subscribe, it's really worth it because you get it for a lot cheaper. Like I said, right now that sale is 6 issues for $9.99, so that works out to like $1.79 per issue, which is, how can you beat that for brand new comics coming right to your door? And like it's shown before, they come in these little bags, and on the other side is a little sheet that has your address on it. So anyways, that's that. We got the Halloween Spectacular and the Christmas Spectacular. And they do these every year now, so I hope they keep doing them. It's a nice tradition to keep going. So that's it for me. I do think one other thing I want to mention was, with these news stories, it's too bad they don't have a list, or maybe someone has a list somewhere on the internet. If not, they should make one of like all the news stories that are appearing in the digests, and then you could have the sort of master list of all the news stories, and then where they've appeared. Because a lot of people like me, I don't really collect the digests. I'm more of a fan of these thinner periodicals, traditional comic books. So it's nice to see them in the large size of the full size comic. But it would be nice to know which ones haven't been reprinted or which ones have, you know, um, been reprinted so you could collect them. So if you don't want to collect the digest, you can collect them in these reprints instead. So somebody ought to do that. I don't want to do it, but like I said, because I don't get the digest. But if somebody has the digest and knows what all the news stories are, they should have an index where they list all the news stories, and then where all the news stories have appeared in these comics, full size comics. That'd be a useful thing to have. So, anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching.